As the death toll on our roads climbs, an advocacy group is calling for tougher consequences and a proposed change to Iryna's law, which tightens sentencing and release rules surrounding violent crimes. That's at the center of its fight.
WCNC Charlotte's Richard Devane now live for us this morning. And Richard, this would take Iryna's law, which, as Lisa alluded to, was made for specifically violent offenders in the death of Iryna Zarutska on the light rail, and it would shift it to also including people who are reckless on the road. A lot of people say that's a big leap.
Yeah, that could be a big leap, Ben. Good morning to you. Good morning, Lisa. Good Friday morning, everyone. Yeah, but the group says what they're trying to do is establish a precedence or continue on a precedence that's just been established with Iryna's law. Basically, that says if you commit a violent act, a violent crime on the light rail, the chances of you just getting out of jail without paying a bond or going before a magistrate, that's over. They want to make those same rules apply to folks who might get behind the wheel of a car and drive recklessly or violent, if you will. Now, while the numbers of crashes have gone down, the number of fatalities on North Carolina roads have continued to go up. Now, a safety advocacy group is calling for tougher consequences, arguing that Iryna's law should be applied when extreme recklessness behind the wheel leads to someone's death. New data from the Charlotte Vision Zero initiative shows that deadly and serious injury crashes are rising. Last year, 81 people killed on Charlotte roads. That's up 9% from last year. BikeWalk North Carolina says reckless driving is a form of violence, and they believe Iryna's law should apply in deadly crash cases as well. The law passed after that fatal stabbing on the Blue Line eliminates cashless bail for certain violent offenses and requires a judge, not a magistrate, to set one's bond. Supporters argue that felony death by vehicle is comparable to other serious felonies already covered by the law, but attorneys say it's all about one word: intent. Take a listen.
What Iryna's law does is take certain crimes that are inherently violent and that require violence as an element of the crime, not just the outcome, but as an element of the crime, which goes to intent, which goes to how the crime is actually carried out. So what Iryna's law does is say, here are these violent crimes that are inherently violent. We're going to treat them in this way.
And that is the major difference right now. They say that would be a hard thing to make happen, but the supporters of actually making this change say it's all about trying to keep the streets safe for people who want to walk or ride their bikes from people who might want to drive reckless. We're right here on South Boulevard. This is Richard Devane. We'll send it back to you.